First time I was in Warsaw, it's hard to figure out how to pronounce things, but once you figure out how to say it aloud, it sounds similar to some Russian words, so I got around pretty easy. Plus all the young people speak English really well, pretty well.
Tell me about your impressions already. This is, I mean, more than 2 weeks that you are here.
Most of the program, most of the participants live together. There's what, 3 in one apartment, 4 in the other apartment, but I live by myself with a Polish roommate, which is really great for me because I didn't know anyone coming into this program, and it's the same for most of the other participants. But for me personally, I can't do 24/7 with these same people for 4 weeks. So it's really great to go back to my own room, which I don't share a room either, so they all have to share rooms. But see them for school, and we go out and do all those different excursions together. So a good chunk of our time together in Poland has been with this group. So we've all been learning together and experiencing this new part of Poland, which a lot of us have never seen before. I mean, Monica's a little bit different because she is Polish. But it's great to experience these things, especially coming to this house, which is really gorgeous, and seeing how World War II comes into action. No matter where you go in Europe, you still see places that are touched by the wars. And so seeing history merged so together well with modernity, contemporary world, it's really cool. I'm from Pennsylvania, from outside Philadelphia, so I see the colonial aspect of a lot of things and how it relates to our life now. But coming here and seeing how wars have devastated so many areas, that's different. We focus a lot of that history on the World War history, and also a little bit older history because her husband told us about. He told us a lot about the earlier history too.
Right.
So just the history of Poland itself has been super interesting to hear about, and because I studied last year in Russia, and we went to some different places that were the very early Russian civilizations. Haven't been to Kiev yet, but that entire area of the Slavic people, I really love hearing about the different stories, especially a lot of the old rulers and who had what treaty with who for what reason. A lot of the funny things come out from that.
But Warsaw is not the mainstream destination. Yeah, what would you say to people? I mean, okay, students. I mean, U.S. students go to Paris, go to London, go to Rome.
So overrated. I've been to Paris. I wasn't impressed. Oh, Eiffel Tower. How nice. Also, the buildings all look the same because of all the facades, how they made them all the same now. Warsaw, granted, while some people might say it's not the prettiest city, I still think it's a lot more. I like Central Eastern Europe. I had a great time going through Poland, through Czech Republic, through Slovakia, and I feel like that's a little bit more genuine with the people, especially because there is no facade that you are tricked by Paris. But Warsaw is great food. The people are really nice. Super easy to get around. I mean, the currency exchange rate's pretty good for Americans, so there's that. It's really central. I mean, not just from between Warsaw, you just like 2 hours this way or that way. You're in Germany, or you can be. I mean, if you went that way, maybe in Russia. But all the different ways you can go around. Poland's such a central point to the rest of Europe. I liked going to the different cities. I really loved visiting those. We had so much information, and that's a lot. The entire thing is just so full of information, so it's kind of hard to digest it sometimes. But it's much easier to hear about this world history here than elsewhere, because at least when we walk around, we can see. Well, that's the building that this was signed in, or that's the building that where the first shot in World War II. We actually climbed that tower. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So it's easier to put the past into perspective here.
Will you tell us something more about coordinators of the program? I mean,
Dr. Ritchie's really awesome. On the first day, we asked her what we should call her. She's like, "Oh, Alex, of course." I was like, "We can call you Alex? Is that allowed?" She's so informal about it. She's really, really smart. Everyone's super impressed with all the people she knows, all the history she knows. It's really wonderful to hear her talk. And she's a great facilitator, because even if a lot of students are coming from different kinds of backgrounds, we have people from, Russian history, German literature, journalism, very broad range of where to come from. And she's very accessible for getting people to the same level and explaining things in ways people can understand. So I appreciate that in an instructor always. And then Kasha's awesome. We love to teach her some English words that she might not know already. And whenever we need her, we just call her, and she'll, I asked her where nudist beach was, and she found one for me. She makes sure that we are prepared and happy. which is the best thing. She comes into a room and everyone's like, Kasha! Their faces all light up. So it's great.